Andariki Namaskaramlu. Today is the second day of our classes on Sanaatana Dharma, and also today is the fourth day of our course. This is the fourth batch of basic level 1 certificate course on Sanaatana Dharma. We will start the webinar with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. After that, we will start the webinar. Request Chala Chittibabu Garu to recite Vande Mataram. All of you sing along with him, muting your mics.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram.
Vande Mataram. Dhanyavadamalandi Chala Chittibabu Garu. Now let us request Hemalata ji to chant Prarthana, and I request all of you to chant Prarthana along with her.
Thank you, sir. Let us all observe 1 minute silence and then chant Omkaram for 3 times. Take a deep breath and then chant Omkaram while leaving out the breath. Om. 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 Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajyam Brahmanam Brahmanasrutana Srunvannoti Viseda Sadhanam Om Sri Mahaganadipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guru Paramam Sisurasmi Guru Matirasmi Guru Mama Pahi Guru. ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्यापदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमया। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
ధన్యవాదములండి హేమలత గారు.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
నమస్కారం అండి. సర్వేభ్యో నమో నమః.
Thank you very much, all of you. Now, let us request Dr. Visalakshi garu to start the webinar, please.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. సర్వేభ్యో నమో నమః. టుడే ఈజ్ అవర్ సెకండ్ డే and we are talking and knowing about Sanaatana Dharma. Now I said there are so many points and 8 points are there, and 8th point contains 21 or 22 sub points in it which are very important to know about Sanaatana Dharma. Yesterday we could know only just introduction and first point. Now second point is how and when the Sanaatana Dharma originated, when it started. Our Sanaatana Dharma existed since the existence of this creation. When the creation started, Samskrita Bhasha started, our Samskruti and Sanaatana Dharma also started. The indescribable Nirguna Niranjana Parabrahman. This Upanishad say that the Brahman thought in his mind that Ekam, because alone Parabrahman alone existed. Actually, the whole universe is nothing but Brahman. So Brahman is Ekame Vadvitiyam Brahma. So Brahma thought that he alone is there, so he should become visible in a manifold manner. So Parabrahman thought, Ekoham Bahusyam. Now I am one. I should become manifold. So let me become manifold. So because they say Ekaki Naramate. If only one person is there, he cannot enjoy, because there should be somebody to talk and exchange the feelings and all. So the Parabrahman wanted to create, and when that bhavana came into his mind, then the Spandana Shakti, that is called as Ichha Shakti. There are 3 powers: Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, with which we all are doing our works, and even Parabrahman does the work, and even all gods do their works. So when this Spandana Shakti, that is consciousness, the Chaitanya Shakti, that is called as Chit, Sat Chit Ananda, Chit Shakti. So that Chit Shakti itself is called as Maya, that itself is called as Jaganmata. That Maya Shakti is the invincible power of Parabrahman. So with that Maya Shakti, Akhatana Khatana Patiyasi Maya, says Shankaracharya. So with the power of Maya, Parabrahman wanted to appear in the form of universe. So he manifested in the form of universe. And this creation, first of all, he created he created Hiranyagarbha Brahma, that is Brahmadeva, the creator. We say Vedas are tasya nisvesitam. So along with the creation, the Vedas came and Vaidika Vangmaya and Veda Vijnana also came. Several varieties of descriptions of the creation of that is this Srishti are explained in Upanishads, several Upanishads in different ways, and in all Puranas also it is explained. Then he created Brahmadeva and entrusted the responsibility of doing creation, creating all living Savara Jangamatmaka Srishti. So that Brahmadeva wanted to do the Srishti. So with what knowledge he can create, then Parabrahma gave the knowledge of Vedas. 4 Vedas he created and gave that knowledge to Brahmadeva. Brahma thought that he is Swayambhu. He is born out of himself. These Puranas say that Brahmadeva came from the Napi Kamala of Sriman Narayana, and that ultimate reality is Sriman Narayana. So whatever may the name we keep, the process is same, creation. So when Brahma created to, wanted to do this creation, just by his very sankalpa, Sanaka Sanandanadi Maharshis came, Narada Maharshis came, and then from Brahmadeva, several Divya Rishis also emanated from his body. They are not just created like human beings. So they all, the Manasaputras came from the mind. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Sujata, then Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata. Sanat Sujata, these are the 4. Then Narada Maharshi, of course. Then so many other Maharshis from different parts of Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahma. Then this Brahmadeva, actually he thought that he should do this creation with the help of all these Maharshis. And also Swayambhuva Manu, etc. Manus also, they created Brahmadeva. So they, all of them wanted to do a very big yaga, Manasa yaga, not normal yajna. Brahmanda Purana says Lord Shiva Parameswara did a very great Mahayaga, out of which from the Homakunda emanated Lalita Parapattarika. Lalita Devi came and destroyed all the demons. Now here, of course, in Vedas, it is said that actually Brahmadeva wanted to create this. So he, Purusha Sukta is given in Rigveda. In Rigveda, it is the description of creation is given. Then Brahmadeva wanted to do this yaga. Then Siddhas, Satyas also were there, who were created by Brahmadeva. So even they, all the gods, Brahmadeva created gods. So all these gods and Siddhas, Satyas and all, they wanted to do this Manasa Yajna along with Brahmadeva. So all the Maharshis, they could listen to the words of Parabrahman, and also they could visualize certain powers that is the divine powers, of course. So when these divine power, with the powers, when gods and Maharshis and Brahmadeva wanted to do this yaga. They described that yaga, how they performed it. Actually, all these Maharshis in their meditative state in Nirvikalpa Samadhi Sthiti, when Ritambara Prajna emanates from them, they could visualize what all is happening. That is, they will get Trikala Jnana and they can get the knowledge of anything. So these Maharshis, after creation, all these Maharshis created Stavara Jangamatmaka Jagat, all human beings, birds, beasts, everything. After creating, they advised all of us, that is mankind, the entire mankind. They said, it is there in Vedas, Rigveda, Shrunvantu sarve amrutasya putraha, aye dhamani tavani tastuhu, Vedahametam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasastu pare, tameva jnatva atimrutyumeti, nanyaha pantha vidyate ayanaya. So, for getting knowledge, this is the only path by which we can gain the real knowledge. That is the knowledge which we have to get. So, Shrunvantu sarve amrutasya putraha. That is how they advised. Maharshis addressed us as amrutasya putraha. That is, we are the children of immortality. We all should listen to such prabodha of divine Veda Vani. It is there in the Veda given by Maharshis to us. So, through Maharshis, it is Veda Mata who is addressing us as immortal children. So, our span of life is, in fact, here, it's very short. So, with so much fortune, that is the punya which we have gained, acquired in several births, we could get this Manava Upadhi and took birth as human beings. So we must get Atma Jnana and Brahma Jnana, which liberates us. So Upanishad says that if we cannot gain Brahma Jnana in this birth, when we are born as human beings, then Mahati Vinashtihi. It is a great loss, because after death, we are not certain that we may get this human body again. We do not know whether we can get or not. So when that is there, we should achieve. So the Veda is asking us to worship the fire god, Agni Michedvam Bharata. That is, fire is to be worshipped. Fire is the symbol of Paramatma. Fire god, I think I already told her, I do not know. Brahmadeva, Parabrahman, Lord Indra, then Agni Deva, then Vayu Deva. First, they could know about Brahman, Brahma Jnana they got. Out of them, Devendra got this Brahma Jnana through the advice given by Uma Devi, Brahma Vidya Swarupini. So he is considered as the Lord of gods because he could know first. He is the first person among gods to know about Brahma Jnana. So he became Devendra. Then he taught this Brahma Jnana and advised it to Agni and Vayu. So they are considered as great among all other gods. Then slowly they advised everyone, of course, those who are interested. So while doing that yaga, these gods, they made a forest and took all the dried, that is Grishma Ritu. During Grishma Ritu, mostly the trees will get dry. So all these are used as samithas. Then all the gods, they themselves offered their own powers, and thus once again, all of them got powers, divine powers through the performance of yaga. And while performing this yaga, the power emanated from that Veda Kunda altar, Vedic altar. So through that power, this entire creation, human beings and all, they came. It is described in Rigveda. Brahmanosya Mukhamasit and all, etc. They are all will be discussed in other topics later. So Maharshis asked us to do Agni Aradhana and Agni Karya. So then onwards, Agni Aradhana started. From the very beginning of the creation, the moment human beings are born and started to live and lead the dharmic way of Sanaatana, dharmic way of life, Maharshis advised us them to do Agni Aradhana, Trikala Sanchya Vandana. So then onwards, this Agni Aradhana, Sanchya Vandana came into existence, and all human beings, they used to worship. So every one of them, they used to worship fire god. In those days, fire god was kept throughout their life, their lives, and it continues 365 days. And every day they used to worship, keeping a special room, Agni Gruha, they say. So thus they used to worship fire, doing offerings into that fire 3 times, right? Morning, afternoon, and evening time. Then Surya Bhagavan, Vedas and Maharshis advised us to worship sun god. So Asavadicho Brahma, says our Upanishads. So sun is considered to be Pratyaksha Paramatma. He is the visible Parabrahman to us because he is the giver of life to us and protector of our life. So Himavat mountains are there, we know. So near Himalayas, there were rivers, Saraswati and Vrishadvati. Vrishadvati river and Padma, a very most holy and pious river, Padma, they got vanished. They returned back and went away. Whereas Saraswati river is there even now, but it is flowing as Antarvahini. It is not to be seen actually as we could see this Ganga, Godavari, Krishna, etc. rivers. So at the time of creation, near the Himalayas, from the Himalayas, all these rivers came. Then Saraswati river and Vrishadvati river, both the rivers came. Then Vedas speak about these 2 rivers as very holy, very pious, and which are the, and of course Ganga, each and every river and even normal water is considered as Ganga, but that place where this Vrishadvati and this Saraswati rivers existed, the place in between the rivers, that is called as Brahmavarta, because those rivers came first, and that place in between the rivers is called as Brahmavarta. Then Maharshis and Brahmarshis, they existed there, and then slowly some of them started to move from that place to other place. Then at the beginning of Srishti, when gods performed this Manasa Yaga, actually that Yaga we should know a little, because to understand the greatness of this creation and how it came, the greatness of the Rug Mantras, it is essential to know. So when they perform this Manasa Yaga, actually it is given in Rigveda. Lord Brahmadeva along with the Satyas and other devatas mentally Manasika Yaga. They thought that Vasanta Ritu, the autumn season, now autumn is going to come now. So that autumn season they considered as the Kaughi, Ghruta, go Ghruta, because Ghruta is very essential to perform any yaga. So they considered this Vasanta Ritu to be the Kaughi, Grishma Ritu, summer season, to be the Samithas, then Sharad Ritu to be the Havis, the offerings that are put in the Yajna. And they did that Mahad Yajna, great yaga. So Paramatma handed over Vedas to Chaturmukha Brahmadeva. Even then, all the gods, Maharshis, Brahmarshis and all, because they also took part in that great Mahad Yaga and performed this Manasa Yaga. All these people also became as powerful as that of all these Siddhas, Satyas, and then Manasa Putras and all, Sanaka Sanandanadi, etc. Then all the Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, they all are the varieties of gods. Later on, they all also were created by the gods. So thus slowly these Divya Rishis, Maharshis, then Devarshi, Narada, all of them together when they performed this wonderful yaga, this whole universe emanated, came out of that where Homakunda. So then slowly all human beings, all living beings, we all are created and we came. Then that Manasa Yajna, when they performed, by the grace of Brahmadeva, Lord Brahma, and all the Maharshis, later on who are born and created, they also got enlightened and they also got that Brahma Jnana and Trikala Darshana Shakti, Divya Drishti, we say, and the knowledge, wisdom of Vedas. So they got this knowledge and they utilize that knowledge for the benefit of entire creation and entire mankind. So they heard the mantras, they could visualize that divine personalities, the gods and goddesses with the weapons, with the vehicles, and with all their status, how they are. And they gave that knowledge they passed it on to all human beings. So thus from mouth to mouth, through Guru Sishya Parampara, for lakhs of years, this Vedic knowledge and Veda mantras and this Sanaatana Dharmic way of life, and also this wonderful knowledge which is given in all Shastras and Agama Shastras and all, that is passed on, and now we could get it. So now we are having this knowledge through our gurus, and it is our duty to preserve it, to practice it, and then pass it on to other next generations. So we are living, following this Sanaatana Dharma. We say these Veda mantras exhibited in the hearts of Maharshis. We say in Telugu, Vari Hrudayallo mantralu spurinchayi. That is, the mantras exhibited themselves in the hearts of Maharshis. So they could give it to us. They did meditation. Then all these mantras gave darshanas to them. So these Maharshis, when they got enlightened and experienced that, they thought that the entire mankind also should get enlightened and should have that experience and enjoy that immense bliss. So they are so kind. So that all-powerful, perfect knowledge and source of everything that shines in the form of Sat. Sat means existence. Chit means Chaitanya, consciousness, Kadalika we say. Then Ananda. Ananda is bliss. Then Jnana. Jnana means knowledge. So they named that power as Brahman. So it is they who named that wonderful Satyam Jnanam, Anantam, Satyam Jnanam, Anandam as together as Brahman. So Maharshis named that as Brahman. So actually what is Brahman? Brahman, the word Brahman came from the root Brumh Vistarane. Brumh Vistarane means that which is spreading, extensive. So that power which pervades the whole universe and also beyond, above, beyond, and then as sustenance. So that power is called as Brahman, and that is the ultimate reality we call. So, Veda gave the name to that Brahman as Brahman, to that transcendental and immanent reality as Brahman. So Maharshi studied all the Vedas, and after coming out of the Samadhi state, they taught the knowledge of Vedas and Veda mantras as it is with accent to their disciples. Whoever were born at that time in those days, all of them were being taught perfectly and given this entire Vedic knowledge of Vedas, Vedika Jnana. So all those generations after generations, they started to gain complete knowledge of entire Veda. That is all Vedas, four Vedas. The heap of Vedas is later on at the end of Dwapara Yuga, at the beginning of Kali Yuga, Vedavyasa Bhagavan divided it into 4 parts. But in the beginning, it was a very big heap of Vedas. But the entire Veda Rasi was being learned by heart and passed it on. They passed it on to other generations. So Vedas are called as Brahmanas. In fact, Vedas are divided, Samhita divided as Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads, we know. So Brahmana means Vedas. So those who ever studied Brahmanas are called as Brahmins. So Brahmin means a person who has studied Brahmanas, that is Vedas. So those who got Veda Vijnana are called as Brahmanas and Brahmins. So these Brahmins are capable of performing kratus, rituals, because they got the knowledge from Vedas. So how to do what sort of Veda, what sort of yajna and kratu, and which gives what sort of result. So all those Brahmins who follow this way of life, that is worshipping fire god, doing all yajna yagadi kratus for the welfare of entire creation, Prakriti, all living beings, they are called as Sanaatana Dharmanuyayis. And that procedure itself, that way of life, is called as Sanaatana Dharma. So all those who got this knowledge of Vedas, the Brahmanas, they used to give the essence of this knowledge to all those all the human beings throughout these lakhs of years, more than 2 crores and some lakhs, says Vedas. So throughout this, the Vedas are being passed on. So what happened? Those Maharshis who stayed at Brahmavarta, they moved, some of them stayed there only, and some of the Maharshis, because the population is increasing even in those days, so they moved from that place to some other place, and that place is called as Aryavarta. So first one is Brahmavarta, those who got a full Brahma Jnana. So those people who moved from Brahmavarta and moved towards south side, that is towards north, east, west and south, all the 4 directions, few of them, they moved. So that place is called as Aryavarta, first when they moved from Brahmavarta towards eastern side. So from there they came to southern side of Parth, then western, north, east and all. Thus the entire earth mass was covered by few of each of them. The Maharshis were there and their generations were there. All of them were called as Brahmins because all of them got Brahma Jnana and all of them are leading Sanatana Dharmika way of life, worshipping fire god, sun god, doing Sanjha Vandana and doing Yajna Yagadi Kratus. So for lakhs of years, thus they could live this wonderful life. But in due course of time, several types of changes automatically come in nature, come in the mentalities of human beings, and also social circumstances, and several types of changes. Several types of people take birth, of course, due to their karmas now. So that is how different types of ideas started to come, and slowly religions started to develop in the modern age, not at Vedic age. So in the modern age, of course, different religions also started, and but all of them are a part of a little diversities may be there, but they all the base is only Sanatana Dharma. From that, they deviated a little and developed their ideas, considering that only fire god is the ultimate god and fire is Parabrahman. They became Zoroastrians. So thus somebody they considered only sun god we should worship, no others. They need not, even though they may be gods, it's enough for us if we worship Surya. Thus different sects started to emanate and dominate. So thus when diversities came, so people they know, they got the knowledge that Parabrahman is the ultimate reality, and all these are the parts and parcels of that Brahman, or the manifestations of that Brahman. Even then, they started to worship. So later on, when people were born, they got confused a little. So they approached the Maharshis and requested them how to contemplate on Brahman, how to reach Brahman, how to worship God, what are the means of gaining this knowledge of worshipping gods, and how to contemplate on Nirguna Niranjana Parabrahman. So all these are the thoughts given by Maharshis who took birth from time to time. Even now during this Athanika Yuga also, divine powers exist, was born in the form of human beings. That is why Paramacharya Swami we could get, and we could get Ramana Maharshi, then so many other Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and all, Jagadguru Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada. So like that, several people who are preserving and protecting Sanatana Dharma, even though so many threats are there to us from the other religions which were developed just 2000 years ago or 1500 years ago, like that. So different ideas started, and prior to these two also, so many other cults developed, but they could not survive for a long time because of the domination of these two. Mainly Islamism destroyed so many other religions which are part and parcel of Sanatana Dharma only. But Sanatana Dharma remains still forever. So it is only by following the way of Sanatana Dharmic way of life, all human beings, entire mankind and the nature can live peacefully with harmony and happily, because it is meant only for the well-being of entire mankind, not for a sect or something. So what are the benefits gained by leading such a dharmika, Sanatana dharmika way of life is also given to us in the Vedas, in the Puranas, in Dharma Shastras and all. Because this Sanatana Dharma is Sarvakalika, Sarvadeshika and Sarvabhaumika, we can say. And it is meant for all human beings, because everybody want to be happy, everybody want to lead a very happy life and get punya, and also get liberated and enjoy afterlife also. So always the Maharshis and all the noble people born in this Sanatana Dharmika way of life, they all used to speak only Satya. They used to keep up Dharma. So Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chera says Veda and Upanishads, and they used to strictly follow. And through this Satya and Dharma Anushtana, Satyanishta and Dharmanishta, they could gain the ultimate knowledge and Nirguna Parabrahma Vijnana they got. So they became Sarvajñas, all knowers. So one who knows Brahman becomes all knower. All knower is in fact only Parabrahman, but Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, we say. So those who got Brahma Jnana, that is why Jagadguru Adi Shankara Bhagavad is called as Sarvajña. No others can be called except Parameswara and Adi Shankara Bhagavad. Normally, human beings, we never say they are Sarvajñas. So, those who got this knowledge, they are Brahmins, and they studied the Vedas, they studied Upanishad, they studied the entire Vangmaya, Vaidika Vangmaya, and they taught all the other human beings about Jivatma, Paramatma, Parabrahman, and then Prakriti and Triguna, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas, etc. So thus we got this spiritual knowledge and wisdom. Great philosophical thoughts were developed, and then all this knowledge is given to us by Maharshis and is being survived by the followers of Sanaatana Dharma. So that is why we see God, because they said this entire creation is the manifestation of Parabrahman. We worship each and every atom of the nature, because in Veda itself several suktas are there which worship the nature. They worship Mata, Bhumata, Bhu Sukta is there. Then Ila Sukta is there, Rudra Namaka Chamakas are there, Sri Sukta is there, then Hiranyagarbha Sukta, Nasadiya Sukta, then Narayana Sukta, Purusha Sukta, etc. Suktas, Ratri Sukta, even night is considered to be goddess. Then all the trees are worshipped, all the mountains are worshipped, all the rivers are worshipped. Then even the thunder and lightning, even they are worshipped as the manifestation of Parabrahman only. So we say Visvam Vishnuhu. It is there in Vishnu Sahasranamas also. So all these manifestations, that is those that which exist in this universe, are being worshipped as the form of Paramatma. Thus we worship men as the form of either Paramasiva or Sri Mahavishnu. All the women we worship as, all the Suvasnis we worship as the form of incarnation of goddess Mangala Gauri Devi. All the boys are considered as Subramanyeswar Swami, girls as considered and worshipped as Kanyaka Parameswari. Thus we worship everybody. Now this is in fact the essence of and greatness of Sanatana Dharma, we can say. Then sages, Maharshis asked us to do Suryopasana, Suryopasthana. People are doing now in Sanchya Vandanas. And then Agni Arathana also they are doing in Sanchya Vandanas and all. So the power, with that power and luster, they developed divinity in themselves. So from ordinary human beings, we should try to become best human beings. And from that, we should try to elevate ourselves as getting divine powers, Divyatva, that is Sutta, Satvika Guna, and our noble traits and qualities should be developed in us. So they could achieve that through their meditation, through their concentration on that divine power, and with Ahara Suddho Sattva Suddhi, they say. So they used to take only Satvika Ahara, by which they have developed only Satvika Gunas in them. So when Rajasa Tamasa Gunas dominate, then they become a little different. When only Sutta Satvika Guna developed, then they can become divine. So thus they saw, the Maharshis saw and asked us to see divinity in moon, sun, stars, and all the galaxies, wind god, lightning, everywhere we could see this, how we could say it is due with Antaryaga, we say. Bahiryaga, Jagannatha, we say Antarmukha Samaracha, Bahirmukha Sudurlapa. Even the divine power, Lalita Devi or whatever may the name, the God will become easily capturable when we penetrate deep into ourselves, instead of spreading our indriyas towards outside objects. So this Bahiryaga is also there. Bahiryaga is worshipping outside, external. But Antaryaga, worshipping inside, is more powerful than this Bahiryaga. So we must do Bahiryaga and also Antaryaga. Because by doing Bahiryaga, that is worshipping externally, the Vigraha Radhana, or worshipping the nature, this, that and all, everything procedure, we can get Chitta Suddhi. The purity will come to us. Unless we purify ourselves, the Chitta Suddhi is there, we cannot go into deep into Antaryaga. We cannot get correct knowledge. So many people get always doubt why to do this. What is the importance of Tilaka Lata? And we'll say it will come in other topics. So when some lady came and asked the Maharshi that why we should do these yagas or the upasanas, pujas and all, when directly we can be initiated and explained about that Para Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, because anyway we have to reach Brahman only. Then he said, this Maharshi, he did not say anything. He brought a vessel which is very dirty and asked that lady to put any food or pies or something into that vessel so that he can eat that, get energy, and tell her. Then she said, oh, that plate is very dirty. It should be cleaned first. You first give me, I will clean it with water and then I will put the food. Then he said, when the plate is dirty, you are not at all keeping the food inside, then how can that pure Brahma Jnana can be given to you when you are, when that is all these Sattva, Rajas, Tamas feelings are existing in you, when Dehatma Bhavana is there, when Aham, Mama are existing in you, when you completely become become free from all these by getting Chitta Suddhi, then only you can be initiated that Brahma Jnana. So to gain that ultimate knowledge, it is very essential for all of us to follow the Karma Kanda given in our Vedas in first 3 parts of all the Vedas, to do Upasana, to do rituals, to do Nitya Naimitika karmas and all. And later, when Chitta Suddhi we purify ourselves perfectly, and with Jnana, if we should get real Vairagya. How that Vairagya comes is through real Jnana, Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. So when that Jnana and Vairagya are firmly in us, then we become eligible to receive Brahma Jnana. Otherwise, normally for ordinary human beings, it is common and it is normal, natural that they get desires, and there is no limitation for quenching these desires. If one desire is fulfilled, another desire comes. If that desire is not fulfilled, they get anger. So it is given in Bhagavad Gita also. Why that desire comes is due to Sangha, attachment. We see something, mango fruit is there. When we see that, we want to eat it. When we could eat it, we become happy for a little while. Again, we want to eat another one. Suppose we could not get that, then we get anger. Sangat sanjayate mo kamaha, kamat krothopi jayate, krothat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti premsaha, smriti premsat buddhinaso, buddhinasad vinasyati. Thus we perish. So, na jatu kama kamanam upabhoge na shamyati havishat krishna vartmena bhuya eva abhivartate. When we are pouring ghee into the fire, automatically the flames will rise. Similarly, when our desires are fulfilled, more desires come. So we should know that there is no end to this and there is no satisfaction. Even if we are going on enjoying through these sense organs. So when we once get this knowledge, then we get vairagya. So when that detachment comes automatically, we become eligible to gain knowledge. We study Sravana, Manana, Nidhichasana, we gain that knowledge. So to get this knowledge, one should contemplate on oneself, and we should try to know who am I. I should be known first. We see this is Stula Sarira, this body. So the skin is seen. If we remove the skin, blood, and so many other things are there, Sapta Dhatus are seen. When these Sapta Dhatus are, all these together is called as Stula Sarira. Okay. Then what is inside, which is making us to speak, to think, to see, to hear? So all these sense organs, heart, all the body parts together is only Stula Deha. And inside there is Sukshma Sarira. Just a minute. Sukshma Sarira, the mental, the mind, the thoughts and all. Then if we go still deeper, we can see the Karana Sarira. Then if we penetrate deep and Stula, Sukshma, Karana Sariras, still more, if we could go inside penetrating, then we could have the knowledge of that I-ness. What is I? That Chit Shakti, which is the witness of everything, that itself is I. So thus we must develop the way of gaining this knowledge, and our Sanaatana Dharma gives us the way of gaining this wonderful Atma Jnana. Knowing ourselves is called as Atma Jnana. That itself is Brahma Jnana. So, with Prana Shakti, of course, we do all the works. So, what is this Prana? Somebody considered that only Prana is Parabrahman. Kenopanishad says even Pranasya Pranaha. There is some other Prana which is giving Prana to this Prana. That should be known. That is ultimate reality and Parabrahman. So this entire creation is the manifestation of Brahman. The invisible Parabrahman became visible in the form of this creation, universe and the world. So this is the essence of Sanaatana Dharma. So this is how we should see. So all this knowledge, there is no end. In fact, in gaining this knowledge, until we reach Brahma Jnana, we should be going on doing this meditation or contemplation, and we should gain this knowledge. So now the next point we can say, this with Aradhanas and all, this Paramatma, Upanishads say that ultimate reality is final aim. That is, we should know who am I and what is that Nirguna Brahman and all, and where it exists. So our Upanishads say that it exists in our very heart. Neelatoyada Machyastha Vidyullekeva Bhaswara Nivara Sukava Tanvi Pita Bhasva Chanupama, like that it describes. And also they say the Brahman exists in Hrudaya Akasha, Dahara Akasha, Hrudaya Guha, they say, that exists in our very heart. Actually, to see that heart is physical, heart is there, but inside that place in between, that is exactly in the middle of our body. There is a Hridaya Kuhara, Daharakasha, there that Brahman exists. So that should be known by concentration through meditation. Yes, Narayana Sutta, yes. So they gave us, Maharshis gave us so many methods of this sort of worship. Even Sri Chakra Aradhana is also given. Then that Parabrahman, at the first step, we worship Haridra Ganapati. that is turmeric, we prepare and then do avahana into that and worship. And then we worship the portraits, we worship idols. And through all this, we are worshipping ultimate reality, Parabrahman, in the form of all these. So this is called as Saguna Brahma Aradhana, to gain the knowledge of Nirguna Parabrahman. So this idol worship is also very essential for us to reach that Nirguna Brahma. Then Upanishad also says that Jivema Sharadasyatam, one should live 100 years happily with all the body parts and sense organs functioning perfectly, because it says Shurunvama Sharadasyatam, Pashyama Sharadasyatam, Jivema Sharadasyatam, like that. Nandama Sharadasyatam, that is 100 years we should live happily without any affliction, sorrows and all. 100 means actually Veda gave the span of life of human beings of Kali Yuga as 120 years. So all 120 years we should live very happily. If we lead dharmika way of life even before the birth and since the birth, there are many people who are surviving for 120 years and even more. So all this can be possible by doing sadachara. So sadachara is very important. Sat achara. Sat means good. Sat means sajjana. Sat means Brahman. So our Sanatana Dharma speaks of sadachara. So by following this sadachara, one can maintain his health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and social health, in all well-being. So we should thus gain the knowledge of Brahman, for which the first step is following sadachara. Second step is this sort of worshipping Vigraha, Radhana and all. And then we have to maintain this sort of life. So while living in such a wonderful way of life, all these Maharshis, they spread all over the earth mass. The people who were existing all over the earth mass were used to follow this way of life. Then Maharshis went from one part to other part, and thus they preached, cleared their doubts, and showed them the way of life, how to live. Then through Agastya Maharshi, the name itself is very holy, all the Divya Rishis. Then this Agastya Maharshi came to Dakshinapada from Brahmavarta. From Brahmavarta, he came to our southern part. He developed that mode of life, way of life among all those who lived in Dakshinapada. That is among all of us. So many other sages who mastered this knowledge, they went to different directions and taught people who lived there. Then Vyasa Bhagavan, Vyasa Maharshi got that knowledge and gave us that Ananta, endless, vast knowledge, literature he gave us. And then through him, we could gain. So many other Maharshis developed their knowledge and they wrote Dharma Shastras. So we got several Dharma Shastras, which are the guidelines for us how to lead the life, Sanatana Dharmic way of life. So we wanted to, that is all those. And of course, it is quite natural that somebody will be born in the nature, even though all of them were used to follow Sanatana Dharmic way of life. Certain people who oppose the teachings of Sanatana Dharma also were born, and they wanted to eradicate our Sanatana Dharma. And since the starting of this Kali Yuga only, people started to have such evil feelings, wrong feelings, and then they started to develop some other dharmas. And in fact, more than 2 crores of years, this Sanatana Dharma was being followed by the people who lived on the entire earth mass. That we should remember. And later on, certain changes came. And then because that could be known even by the excavations which archaeological people they did from time to time. Whenever they did this work at whatever place in the world, in any country, they could get either the Shiva Vigrahas or Shivalingas or some other Vigrahas of idols of gods or Sri Chakras. That is the indication that the entire atmosphere was once Sanatana Dharma only prevailed. So all those who follow this Sanatana Dharma are nowadays, they are called as Hindus because they could not pronounce that word. The foreigners, Britishers who ruled us, they said Bharata Desha as India, and they call our Sanatana Dharma as Hinduism, Hindus. So whatever may the name be, we are one and same. So they lead such a very wonderful, meaningful life in a very systematic way, according to Dharma Shastras, worshipping fire god, sun god, Trikala, Sanjha Vandanas, everything, following Satya, Dharma, Ahimsa, Samata, Prema, having Indriya Nigraha and noble qualities and divine traits. So they never allowed their mind to get deviated from Swadharma. Our Puranas mention that the creation occurred approximately 200 crores of years ago. This is what is said by our sages according to the records of Puranas and our Shastras also. Now at this present age, even the scientists with the help of these machines, they did a lot of research and came to the same conclusion that this creation occurred before 200 crores of years. So whatever is spoken by our sages is being proved by the modern scientists with the research, with the help of equipments, the machines and all. So we all are Sanatana Dharmaniyais. Our Dharma got the invincible power of protecting the entire nature, all human beings, living creatures, Prakriti, Shaktis and all. The natural powers, Panchabhutas, when we allow them to work, function according to their laws, then everybody will be happy. But human beings, Manavas, are polluting and they are disturbing this sort of sublimity of the nature. So the natural powers of these Panchabhutas should be protected. In fact, the Panchabhutas, Prithivya, Tejo, Vayu, Akashas, nobody can do any harm to them. In fact, they are so powerful. When they are peaceful, we can live happily. When they get anger, then the pralaya comes, Jala pralaya, Vayu pralaya, Bhukampas and everything. So we should be very careful in maintaining them and worshipping them. Even sun god, rain god, all these, wind god, then Prithvi Mata, everybody, they should be they are doing their duties. We should allow them and we should worship them. We should have respect for them and should treat them as given, instructed in the Shastras. Because the whole nature is following a sort of cosmic law, they say. Everybody should follow law. Even for us at present also laws are there. If law is violated, they punish us. Similarly, Paramatma, Parabrahman created a law which is called as Rutam. So according to Rutam, Panchabhutas are working, the nature is working, all the gods are functioning. So all the Digdevatas, Prakriti Devatas, everything, they all are following Rutam. So we also should follow the laws which are meant for us and given in Dharma Shastras. So this is the teaching of Sanatana Dharma. So Prakriti Devatas we have to worship and then they will bless us with what all we need for happy life here. So therefore so many gods are there and we should worship all the gods because they all are giving the vigor, power, whatever we need, the food and everything for us. So we Maharshis developed the Tapo Bala, Tapo Shakti and Mantra Shakti. So we also should try to develop Tapo Bala by doing concentration. Tapas means doing any work sincerely with concentration till we achieve the aim which should be beneficial for the entire mankind. And by doing mantra japas, we can develop mantra shakti in us also, which is very powerful, which got the power even to control the nature, we can say. So all these are the in fact, the ideas given for in our Sanatana Dharma for happy life of us. Then our Bharata Desha, all these Maharshis, they crossed across all these places and developed. Thus, our Bharata Desha is the birthplace of all the gods, because in our Sanatana Dharma alone, so many gods are given to us and we are accustomed to worship all of them. So somebody may question, nowadays so many people are questioning, oh, gods are there only for Hindus and not for others? Those who are living at America or this, that and other countries, are they not happy? They are happy, of course, but their way of life is only materialistic, whereas ours is spiritual. The difference we should know. And then all the gods are born in our Bharata Desha only, in our Sanatana Dharma only, who are existing forever, who are the reality, yet people are unable to witness them because they are not following this way of life. Even then, all the gods protect everybody, all human beings, the nature and all. So this Sanatana Dharma, which started from Himalayas, is spread to Brahmavarta and then to Aryavarta and then to other nearby places, and from there it spread to all nooks and corners of entire earth and made all human beings to follow this sort of which is very sublime. This sublimity existed in this Sanatana Dharma and this way of life, and people used to follow that. Thus the Veda Vijnana spread, the knowledge which exists in Vedas spread all over the world and among all human beings. This is the in fact, there is a foreigner born in America, I think David Frale. He is a very noble soul. He studied our Vaidika Vangmaya and got astonished and wonderful, and he became a devotee. So he wrote a book, Gods, Sages and Kings, about our gods, our sages, and the Suryavamsa, Chandravamsa, kings of our Bharata Varsha, Bharat Desha. In that book, he mentioned that once upon a time, only Sanatana Dharma alone existed and prevailed all over the earth. This is the statement said by a foreigner. Now we should realize what is our duty. Because he studied and he observed, he could recognize the truth. We also should study and recognize. Now the third point is, what is the essence of Sanatana Dharma? In fact, till now we spoke about the essence of Sanatana Dharma only. But to say in one sentence, what is the essence of Sanatana Dharma, we should say Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, which is there in Chandogya Upanishad. This is the real essence of Sanatana Dharma. So to know this essence of Sanatana Dharma, we have to know the details. So we have to study, we have to lead such way of life which is given to us prior. So to make this one wonderful statement, that is to get the knowledge of these Maharshis, that is Upanishads, give 4 Mahavakyas, and to make the meaning of Mahavakyas clear, so many hundreds and thousands of very great noble sentences are given in Upanishads, by which we can get this knowledge. So Isavasyam idam sarvam says Isavasya Upanishad. This Chandogya Upanishad says Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. In fact, this is the cream. This is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. So the whole universe is divine. That is why we worship all Panchabhutas, this, that, and everything, because everything is divine, everything is great, everything is sublime, pure, powerful, and all. So starting from Krimi Kitakas till Abrahma Kita Janani, we say all these are being worshipped by all of us because we consider the whole universe, world to be our family, and we aim at Vishwasreyas, the well-being of all human beings, living creatures, and the whole nature. So the aim of our Sanatana Dharma, we can say as Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Not even a single person should be sorrowful. Everybody should live very happily. So that is the aim. So the aim of our life is given to us by Maharshis, by achieving Chaturvitha Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Even that is. So how to gain, even that is given by Maharshis, and we all should know, and we will know in due course of time while learning Purusharthas. Then our Vedas commanded us as Satyam Vada. You always speak only truth. Dharmam Chara. You always follow Dharma. Swachyayan ma pramadaha. Never get deviated from doing your Swachaya, Swa Achyaya, that is Veda Chena and all. So we should always be careful. Also Veda commanded us Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. This is the cream of the teachings of our Sanatana Dharma. So we should follow this. Then Asavaditya Brahma, we say, so that we, whatever name and nama rupa with which we want to worship, we can visualize that God in Surya Narayana, and then we can worship. Even that is another way of worship. So then the essence of our Sanatana Dharma is also given as Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mruchorma Amrutam Gamaya. Even this is there in Upanishad only. So Asat, from Asat we should be taken to Sat. Then from darkness we should be led to lightning. From immortality we should become from mortality we should become immortal. Immortal means deathless. So we should gain that. That is the essence of the teachings of our Sanatana Dharma. And whenever we recite any Veda mantras, we say Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi 3 times, because Adhyatmika, Adhi Bhautika, Adhi Daivika tapas are there. So they should be eliminated and we should be free. Adhyatmika tapas means the either getting fever or any bodily ailments, any diseases come to the body. So they are Achyatmika tapas. Then Adhi Bhautika means the troubles created by either relatives or neighbors or something, surroundings. That is Adhi Bhautika. Adhi Daivika means tsunamis, then Aturishti, Anavristis, then fire, Agni Pramadas, etc. So all these are, any tapa, any suffering which we are feeling comes under any of these 3 only. So these 3 tapas should subside. So thus to lead such a happy life is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. Our Vedas and Maharshis taught us how to worship and pray God, because innocent people, we are all innocent. We do not know what to ask. The children do not know. Mother herself gives whatever the child needs. Similarly, Maharshis taught us how to worship and pray Parabrahma. How? Yeah, Upanishads Dharma te mayi santu, te mayi santu. This is how we have to worship. What all dharmas are spoken, given in Upanishads, let them exist in me. Let them come to me. That is how we have to worship. So let them come and stay in me, so that I become dharmika, fully embodiment of dharmas. So this is how we have to pray God. So all the dharmas exist in Vedas and they are given in scriptures to us and we have to follow. Now, what are the dharmas which should be followed by everybody to lead happy life is Sanatana Dharma says that Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, ahimsa, asteya, brahmacharya, then Agni Aradhana, Surya Aradhana, Yajna Nirvahana, Aparigrahana, not stealing any others, having Daya, compassion, Dakshinya, then Dana, Dama, Shema, Saucha, all these are the divine qualities which should be developed in us, to which should be acquired by us. So according to Sanaatana dharmic way of life. So regarding all these Sattvika gunas, in fact, Bhagavad Gita, Devasra Guna Vibhaga Yoga, it has given completely what all are Sattvika gunas, what are Tamasa Rakshasa gunas. So they should be eliminated, these should be acquired. So that is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. So all our Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, then Bhagavata, all Puranas, they all speak about all such good qualities, Atma Gunas, Daiva Gunas, and so we have to gain them. Then in fact we can say the essence of our Sanatana Dharma is Veda Vyasa Bhagavan said in one sloka, Slokarthena Pravakshami Yaduktam Grantha Kotipiki Paropakara Punyaya Papaya Parapidanam. That is whatever essence is spoken in all crores of Shastras and Granthas, we can say in half a sentence. To do good to others is Punya, merit. To afflict others is Papa, that is sin. Now, so we should always try to get Punya, not Papa. Now, fourth point is regarding the description of Sanatana Dharma. How to describe it? That is, how we can describe what is Sanatana Dharma, how it spread all over the earth mass. How can we prove that it existed among the entire earth? Certain points we should know. We have to know certainly. So we said only Sanatana Dharma prevailed all over the earth mass and among all human beings since the creation. How can we say that only Sanatana Dharma existed from the beginning of the creation for lakhs, crores and lakhs of years? This is established from our very scriptures and Puranas, which are very authentic, authoritative. So they say Ambarisha Chakravarti, Pruthu Chakravarti, etc. Several kings, monarchs, they ruled such earth mass which is surrounded by ocean on all four directions. That is, entire earth mass comes there. In Ambarisha Chakravarti, when ruled the kingdom, that is in that story, it said that the four oceans are like girdle to that earth which was ruled by Ambarisha. Girdle means Vaddanam. So by this we can know that our kings ruled complete earth and only one Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, prevailed all over. Even historical proofs also are there. In Brahmanda Purana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures also, they say Saptadvipa Vasundhara. This earth which consists of 7 dvipas. So in Brahmanda Purana, Suta Maharshi spoke about the water part and earth part of this universe. The entire mankind came from the from Maharshi Manu. It is given in Puranas. So because we are the Santana, progeny of Manu, we are called as Manavas. So the Manu Maharshi, actually originally when the Srishti was done, all these gods were created. Then sun god also was created. From sun god, Vaivasvata Manu came, because the name of sun, several names they got. One of the names of sun is Vivaswan. So because he was born from Vivaswan, he is called as Vaivasvata. He is the Manu. So he was the first Manu to rule the entire earth mass. So Vaivasvata Manu, 14 Manus are there. Now we are in Vaivasvata Manvantara. Swayambhuva Manu at that time. Ours is Vaivasvata Manu. First Manu was Swayambhuva Manu. So he is the son of sun god. Then this Swayambhuva Manu ruled the entire earth mass. Then in due course of time, he got children and he divided his earth part into, divided and gave to his sons. He got 7 children, 7 sons. So he divided the entire earth into 7 parts. So they are called as Saptadvipas. So Swayambhuva Manu's 7 children ruled all the 7 parts of earth. So they got their own children and later they divided and gave to their children. And they got children, they divided and gave to their children. Thus this entire earth, when once it was like one country, was divided into several parts. Just as recently our Andhra Pradesh and Telangana got separated, though it is only one. So thus the entire earth is divided. It means it is the great real clear evidence that only Sanaatana Dharma existed and ruled by our Bharatiyas, Chakravartis. The 7 Dvipas, the names of 7 children of Swayambhuva Manu and the 7 Dvipas they ruled. We have to know the names. Agni-Indra, Metha-Tithi, then Vapushman, Jyotishman, Jyutiman, Havya and Sevana. These are the names of 7 kings, 7 children of Swayambhuva Manu. They ruled Jambudvipa. Jambudvipa was given to Agni-Indra. Plakshadvipa was given to Metha-Tithi. Shalmali Dvipa was given to Vapushman. Kushadvipa was given to Jyotishman. Kraunchadvipa was given to Jyutiman. Shakadvipa was given to Havya. Then Pushkara Dvipa was given to Sevana, 7. Thus, for the first time, the earth was divided into 7 parts, into 7 Dvipas. Jambudvipa, Pakshadvipa, Shalmali Dvipa, Kushadvipa, Kraunchadvipa, Shakadvipa, and then Pushkara Dvipa, etc. Then all these Swayambhuva Manu's children ruled. Dvipas are Jambu Dvipa, Pakshadvipa, Shalmali Dvipa, Kushadvipa, Kraunchadvipa, Shakadvipa, Pushkara Dvipa. So they also again divided and then again subdivided like that. So now we can know that is the origin. So all the kings in those days, though it was divided into several parts, yet there was a monarch. Monarch in the sense, under his control, all the kings who are ruling their kingdoms, they used to function. Just as under the president or prime minister, all other state ministers are ruling. So like they used to do Raj. I will send in Dvipas and rulers name. I will send in our group. I will write and send. Then they used to perform Rajasuya Yaga, Aswametha Yagas and all. So for doing that yaga, they should be monarch and all other kings should accept their supremacy and sovereignty. So either the kings used to this Chakravarti who wants to perform these Rajasuya, Aswametha Yagas, used to go on and take that either conquering them and taking money, etc., ornaments and all from them, or the kings, they themselves use out of regard and friendship also, they themselves accept the supremacy of this king and they give. Thus, when one becomes supreme among all the kings who are the rulers, then only he gets eligibility to perform either Aswametha, Rajasuya, etc. yagas. So that was the custom in those days. Now he is the Chakravarti and all other kings are considered as Samanta Rajas. They are kings, but they work under his supremacy. So they are called as Samanta Rajas. Even at Kali Yuga also, in the beginning when kingdoms were there, this sort of ruling was there. Then now at present we are living in Jambu Dvipa, in Bharata Varsha, in Bharata Khanda. Khanda means part. Bharata Desha. Desha means a particular space. Bharata Desha, overseas. So this Jambu Dvipa, at that time when Jambu Dvipa was ruled by Agni-Indra, he got 9 children, 9 sons. So that Agni-Indra, he divided Jambu Dvipa into 9 parts. Similarly, all other 6 brothers also, they got children, they also divided and gave that kingdom to their children. They again got children and divided and gave. Thus, it is the process. So now, because we are living in Jambudvipa, in Bharatavarsha, Bharatakanda, we should know a little about this. Now, this Agnintra got 9 sons and he divided his part of land into 9 dvipas. This Jambudvipa is once again made into 9 parts. Part means Kanda, Vibhaga. So they are called as Khandas now. These 9 Khandas are Ilavrita Khanda. Now it is called as Tibet. Now second is Bhadravarsha. It is the Himalaya mountain Pranta, the place near Himalayas. And the eastern part of Himalaya, we can say. Now third is Harivarsha. It is the Arabian part. Now fourth is Ketumala. It is Iran and Turkey of present time. Now fifth is Ramyaka Varsha. That is Russia and Siberia. Now sixth is Hiranmaya Varsha. This is called as Manchuria at present now. Now seventh part is Kuru Varsha, where this Kuru Pandava Yuddha took place. Kuru Vamsa, that is because Kuru, a king by name Kuru was born in that dynasty. So this seventh part is Kuru Varsha. It is called as Mongolia at present. Now eighth part is Kim Purusha and ninth part is Kinnara Varsha. Kim Purusha and Kinnara, in fact, they are the varieties of the gods, Devatas. Now this is the these two Kim Purusha, Kinnara Varshas. These two parts are southern part of Himalayas. Now Bharata Varsha, Bharata Upakanda. Now it is our Bharata Desha at present called as India by foreigners. So we say Saptadvipa Vasundhara, 7 dvipas. And among 7 dvipas, our Agnintra and then Jambudvipa into 9 Khandas. Now this is the place. So thus this entire earth was ruled in 7 continents or Khandas by the sons of Manu. So Manu Santana ruled all these 7 Khandas, and then these Saptadvipas, 7 Saptadvipas and then 9 Khandas also. Now at present we all are also, we are all Manu Santana, Manavas only. So we belong to that great dynasty. That is why we are called as Manavas. So for lakhs of years, these 9 Varshas, 7 Dvipas, entire Earthmas was ruled by the progeny of one person called as Manu. So we are all Manavas. And the only one language spoken throughout is, in fact, it is Samskrita Bhasha. Only Sanskritam was the only language existed since the birth of mankind for crores of years and lakhs of years. That is why the entire Vaidika Vangmaya is there in Samskrita Bhasha only. And also all the granthas are written. That is all the subjects, the main granthas, original granthas of all Shastras, all subjects, including even our this modern educations also, this either law books or engineering or medicine or what, architecture, whatever may it be, the Moola Granthas are in Samskrita Bhasha only. Because of course people may say nowadays computer, even the seeds of the knowledge of computer also were there in Vedas, we can say, and Shastras. So depending upon them only, even this developing the machines and also developing aeroplanes or even the ships and all, then Anubambus, everything, the origin is the Veda mantras and slokas of Shastras. Because all of them, they used to talk in Sanskrit only in those days, because only that was the language. So Sanaatana Dharma prevailed all over world, and Samskrita Bhasha prevailed all over the world, which can never be negated by anyone. So now it is our prime duty to compel all people, and especially government, state governments and central government, to remove English and any other languages and make them, give them the lowest position and keep Sanskritam as national language. And then our mother tongues, the state languages are second language. Then third language should be Hindi to bring away, that is unity among all Bharatiyas. Then English can be kept as fourth language. So first language should be Sanskritam, second language mother tongue to everyone, whoever they may be. Ours is Telugu, some other Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Gujarati, whatever may it be. Third should be Hindi. Fourth should be English or any other foreign language. So Sanatana Dharma should be kept intact by us. It is our duty. So all the human beings, at least all Bharatiyas, should feel that this is our duty to follow strictly in our lives. Sanatana Dharmika way of life. And then make others, preach others and make them follow. And also talk in Sanskritam, then lead this dharmic way of life and attain happiness here and hereafter also. In fact, these other all Christianity, Islamism, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, so many other cults, of course, they came. They are trying to, only two other religions are trying to dominate. And now it is very crucial time for us, Sanatana Dharmanuyais. We should be very alert because they are trying in such a horrible way that they are trying to convert people. They are trying to punish people, kill people and all. Killing is never given in our Sanatana Dharmika way of life. So we should, but we should be tit for tat, we say. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha, dharma himsa tathaiva cha. Because ahimsa is given, we should never keep quiet. When foreigners, others, other people, when anybody try to come into our house and kill us, do we keep quiet? We try to fight with them. So similarly, when our Sanatana Dharma, when there is a threat to our Dharma, our gods, our idols, our temples, we should be very alert and we should, Dharma Himsa is not Himsa, it is Ahimsa only. So tit for tat we should do to protect and keep up our identity, our Dharma. Though Vasudhaiva Kutumbaka Bhavana is there, we never do any harm unnecessarily to anyone. But it is our duty to protect ourselves. So the entire mankind should behave as members of one family with love, affection, proper care, mutual respect and all. So all these are the points. In fact, this is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. And even Jainism, Buddhism, etc., they are all part and parcel of our Dharma. Sikhism, everything. So they all also can grow, because unless all the branches develop, the tree cannot survive. All these are the branches of our Dharma only. So we should take care of them. In fact, our Sanatana Dharma is Sarvakalika, Sarvabhaumika, Sarvadeshika, Sarvajanina. This I said several times because it is very essential. It is eternal, which always wishes only the well-being of all human beings. It is our duty to follow Sanatana Dharma, how to lead Sanatana Dharmic way of life given by Maharshis to us in Smriti Granthas. Manusmriti, Parasara Smriti, Narada Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Shankha Likita Smriti, two brothers. Then Bruhaspati Smriti, etc. Several Smriti Granthas are there, Dharma Shastras are there. All these Granthas speak about what is divinity, what is Jiva, what is Deva, what is Prakriti, what are duties, Sankhika, Niyamas and all. So we should know all these things from the Granthas, how to lead the life and all. So our Sanatana Dharma, in fact, our Sanatana Dharma is a very vast subject and so deep. Even if we go deep, still more a lot of, just as into ocean, we can never go into the depths of ocean. Similarly, our Sanatana Dharma also. Even though we are discussing a very few points in a limited time, it's not at all sufficient. We consider Ramayana to be Adikavya and Valmiki Maharshi to be Adikavi. Veda Veje Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarathatmaje Veda Prachetasad Asit Sakshad Ramayanatmana. Even this is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. So Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata, Dharma Shastras, and so many other Shastras, we have to study them, all these scriptures, because Sanatana Dharma is taught among all of them. Even if one Grantha is studied perfectly, we become aware of what is Sanatana Dharma and everything. Of course, Bharata, Dharme cha, Arthe cha, Kame cha, Mokshe cha, Bharatarshapa, Yadi haste tadanyatra, Yenne haste natat kvachit. That is the statement given, very daring statement given by Veda Vyasa Bhagavan. Whatever exists in the world exists in Mahabharata. That which is not there in Mahabharata Grantha never exists anywhere in the world. So everything is there. Even if one Mahabharata is studied perfectly, we know everything, including Brahmajnana. Even thus Vedavyasa Bhagavan declared such a statement. So to know about our Sanatana Dharma, we must read the lives of Suryavamsa and Chandravamsa kings. We have to study Puranas, and we can know our real history. We should rewrite our history, because Britishers, MacDonald and all, they wrote in a wrong way. They could not write in correct way. In fact, Max Muller and some others, McDonald's and all, they studied and they wrote commentaries, and also they explained Nasadiya Sukta, this, that, and all. But those who are born in this Sanatana Dharma and in our Samskruti can develop and can get and write the commentaries correctly. How can foreigners get the heart of, know the heart of our Dharma? So thus we can know our real history by rewriting in a proper way, studying all the Shastras, Puranas. Also our Shastra, we got several Shastras and Shastra Jnana. Our Shastras are Yoga Shastra is there, Jyotish Shastra, Khagola Shastra, Nakshatra Shastra, then Paugolika Vijnana Shastra, Mantra Shastra, Tantra Shastra, Yantra Shastra, Agama Shastra, Vijnana Shastra, Veda Ganita Shastra, then Vedanta Shastra, Ayurveda Shastra, Dhanurveda Shastra, Shabda Shakti Shastra, Dharma Shastras. Thus several Shastras are there which are giving the knowledge of our Sanatana Dharma to us. You can imagine how vast our knowledge is. So many Shastras speak about Sanatana Dharma. Then besides these, Chaturshashti Kalas are there. 64 Kalas, arts are given to us. Then Natya Shastra is also there. Then Sanatana Dharma speaks about so many other things also, which are very useful for our normal life also. So our Sanatana Dharma exists in our Vedas, in our Shastras, in our Maharshis, then in our scriptures, in our pious land, then in rivers, in the mountains, then in Divya Kshetras, Kashi, Gaya, Prayaga, Srisela, etc. Divya Kshetras and Tirthas, Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Narmada, Tungabhadra, etc. rivers, and also in Siddhasramas. There are so many Siddhasramas where Siddhasaryas, Maharshis did a lot of penance and left the spiritual tapo shakti in that place. So even if ordinary people just put their step there, they become very enlightened. So such Siddhasramas are there, and very great noble people like Adishankara Bhagavatpada, Paramacharya Swami, Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Ramana Maharshi, etc. Several people are born even now in this, at this present age also. So this is all about this. Then regarding the other points, now fourth I think we have completed, and Swasti for today. Fifth, sixth and seventh we can complete on next day, on Monday. Then Tuesday onwards we'll go into our Shodasa Samskaras. Swasti for today. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः सुखमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु.
ధన్యవాదములండి. I think now we have shot over that time and people are also leaving. We do prarthana and Janaganamana. After that, we will have some discussion.
Okay.
Okay, now Hemlata ji,
Yes, sir.
please do prarthana.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु. स्वस्ति.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Now let us all recite on Janaganamana. All of you can. Janaganamana adhinayaka jaya he Bharata bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Ujjwala Jaladitaranga Tava Subha Name Jage Tava Subha Ashisha Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Janagana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He Jai Hind. Okay, now we have finished our